He seemed like an ordinary man, blending seamlessly into the fabric of suburban life. John Wayne Gacy was a contractor, a father, and a Democratic precinct captain. He was well respected in his community, known for his hard work and dedication. He even entertained children as Pogo the Clown, bringing joy and laughter to countless birthday parties and community events. But beneath this veneer of normalcy lurked a monster, a man capable of unimaginable horrors. Gacy lived a double life, a respected member of society by day and a sadistic killer by night. His ability to switch between these personas was as chilling as it was effective. How could someone so deeply trusted harbor such darkness within? The contrast is chilling, a stark reminder of the duality that can exist within a single person. The man who brought smiles to children's faces, the same man responsible for the deaths of 33 young men and boys. His crime shocked the nation and left a lasting scar on the community. Gacy's story serves as a stark reminder that evil often originates in the moments. It can be hidden behind a sunny smile or a charming demeanor and seen in a perfect light. As a plain sight, true horror lies in its ability to see right through. This is the story of John Wayne Gacy, the killer clown, a man who showed us that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones we least expect. John Wayne Gacy was, by all outward appearances, a pillar of his community. He was active in local politics, volunteering for the Democratic Party. Neighbors knew him as a friendly face, someone who hosted neighborhood barbecues and even dressed up as Pogo the Clown for children's parties and charity events. Gacy was ambitious and hardworking. He owned a successful construction business, further cementing his image as a respectable and upstanding citizen. He was the epitome of the American dream, a self-made man living a seemingly idyllic life. No one suspected the sinister secret lurking beneath the surface. Gacy had mastered the art of deception, carefully cultivating a persona that would allow him to operate undetected. Behind Gacy's carefully constructed facade, there were cracks. Rumors of inappropriate behavior with young men began to circulate. Whispers of missing teenagers last seen in Gacy's company fueled suspicion. However, Gacy was skilled at deflecting these concerns, dismissing them as misunderstandings or outright lies. He used his standing in the community to his advantage, his reputation acting as a shield against accusations. People were reluctant to believe the worst about the seemingly charming and affable Gacy. They dismissed the rumors, clinging to the image of the man they thought they knew. But the truth, as it always does, would eventually surface. The disappearance of 15-year-old Robert Peast in 1978 proved to be Gacy's undoing. Peast was last seen with Gacy, and police, armed with a search warrant, finally entered Gacy's Norwood Park home. What they found was horrifying. The stench of decay permeated the air, leading investigators to a gruesome discovery in the crawl space beneath the house. Buried in the dirt lay the decomposed remains of multiple young men. The house, once a symbol of Gacy's normalcy, was now a tomb, a chilling testament to the monster that lurked beneath the surface. The discovery sent shockwaves through the community and beyond, shattering the image of the respectable businessman and revealing the depths of Gacy's depravity. Section 529 victims of ghastly discovery. As investigators meticulously excavated Gacy's property, the true extent of his crimes became horrifyingly clear. They unearthed the bodies of 29 young men and boys, many buried in the crawl space, others entombed beneath the garage floor and driveway. The victims, lured to Gacy's home with promises of work or money, had been tortured, sexually assaulted, and murdered. The sheer number of victims was staggering. Gacy's meticulous efforts to conceal his crimes, burying his victims on his property, pointed to a cold and calculating killer. The discovery shocked the nation, transforming Gacy from a respected member of society into one of the most notorious serial killers in American history. Section 6. The trial and conviction justice prevails. John Wayne Gacy's trial began in 1980. He pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, claiming that his alter ego, Jack, was responsible for the murders. However, the prosecution presented overwhelming evidence of Gacy's guilt, including testimony from survivors who escaped his clutches and forensic evidence linking him to the victims. The scars left by Gacy's crimes ran deep. Section 7. Inside the Mind of a Killer. Understanding the Monster. The question that haunted investigators, psychologists, and the public alike was, how could someone like John Wayne Gacy commit such heinous acts? This question wasn't just about understanding his actions, but also about preventing future tragedies. The complexity of Gacy's psyche became a focal point for many experts who sought to unravel the layers of his disturbed mind. Gacy's troubled childhood, marked by an abusive and alcoholic father, provided some insight into his psychological development. His need for control, his fragile ego, and his deep-seated insecurities were all shaped during these formative years. The environment he grew up in was a breeding ground for the darkness that would later consume him. His inability to form genuine human connections likely contributed to his descent into darkness. Gacy's relationships were often superficial, driven by his need to dominate and manipulate those around him. This isolation and emotional detachment only fueled his inner turmoil, pushing him further into the world of depravity. However, it is important to note that while understanding the factors that contribute to the creation of a monster like Gacy is crucial, it does not excuse his actions. The psychological and environmental Gacy made conscious choices that led to the suffering of many people. His crimes were driven by a perverse need for power and control that ultimately led to the legacy of his actions and the importance of vigilance in understanding and preventing such horrors in the future. Section 8. The Legacy of a Monster, a Community Scarred. The impact of John Wayne Gacy's crimes extended far beyond the families of his victims. His case sent shockwaves through the quiet Chicago suburbs, shattering the illusion of safety and security. The community grappled with the horrifying realization that a monster had lived among them, hidden in plain sight. Gacy's case also had a profound impact on law enforcement, prompting changes in how missing person cases were handled and highlighting the importance of thoroughly investigating suspicious behavior, even when it involves seemingly upstanding members of society. The scars left by Gacy's crimes continue to serve as a reminder of the darkness that lurks below the surface of even the most ordinary-seeming individuals. Section 9. Beyond the Grave, Gacy's Continuing Impact. John Wayne Gacy was executed by lethal injection on May 10, 1994. His death marked the end of a gruesome chapter in American criminal history, but it did not erase the horrors he inflicted or the questions he left behind. However, his reign of terror continues to fascinate and horrify, cementing his place in the annals of criminal history. Books, documentaries, and films about Gacy keep his story alive, drawing in new generations who seek to understand the depths of his depravity. His case continues to be studied by criminologists and psychologists, providing valuable insights into the minds of serial killers and the factors that contribute to their creation. These studies help law enforcement and mental health professionals develop better methods for identifying and stopping potential threats before they can act. Gacy's story serves as a chilling reminder that evil can take many forms and that appearances can be deceiving. His guise as a friendly neighborhood clown allowed him to mask his sinister intentions, showing that monsters can hide in plain sight. It underscores the importance of vigilance, of trusting our instincts, and of never ignoring the red flags that signal danger. Awareness and education are crucial in preventing such tragedies from occurring again. While Gacy may be gone, his legacy of evil continues to cast a long shadow, a reminder of the darkness that can reside within seemingly ordinary individuals. His story is a stark warning of the potential for malevolence that exists in the world, urging us to remain ever watchful and cautious.